because the last one was not working right. So as you come into the chat, go ahead and hit the like button and share this with someone who you think could find value in amplifying their expertise, because today we are talking about Black Educators Amplified. This is the week of Black Educators Amplified. We start Sunday, April 21st at 2 p.m. Now, we already had someone sign up early. This is someone that I've worked with in different capacities before. So now, instead of 4 slots being available, there are only 3. But during this live, I'm gonna walk you through what it looks like for you if you join the program, and what your life looks like right now as you're in America, looking like, okay, I can't rely on my job. I can't rely on this remote work, even if it's a 9 to 5. Let me see if I can become a well-paid education consultant. So I want to start with this story. Earlier today, I was on Instagram, and I usually get on Instagram, in the mornings or like during brunch time. I also have my content assistant on there who actually does a lot of the work for me. But I decided to get on. I was looking at my Instagram stories, and one of my clients posted to her story, and she was talking about how the campaigns that we created, it's been December, January, February, March, April, the last 4 months has won her consulting firm $700,000. Yes, you heard that right. $700,000 in the last 4 months. So she is on the road to multiple 7 and now 8 figures in her business. And this is why I created the Black Educators Amplified program with my husband, because there's so many of us out here who are experts at what we do. She happens to be a finance client, but you may be a teacher or a project manager or an expert in communications, or an expert with science and anatomy, but you're working right now at some kind of 9 to 5, and it's just not given. The $15 to $20 an hour, that life just isn't working out, especially when you want to save. Things are shifting in the world, so you're even looking at living in different countries, but to even be able to live in different countries and to invest in a homestead, to invest in real estate, obviously you have to have income coming in, but the 9 to 5 just is not cutting it. So that is the win that my client recently experienced. Shout out to her. She's actually a Nigerian client. So we're working with a lot of the African diaspora, both in Africa and America. So that is incredible. And so when we went out and actually created this program, we had realized in our last workshop for the state of the diaspora that a lot of educators were joining and a lot of teachers wanted to move to Africa. But we believe the one mistake that people make when they move to Africa is that they don't have their own income. It's okay to rely on a 9 to 5 for a little bit, but at some point, especially with the war going on, you're going to have a time where the jobs decide, you know what, we don't want you anymore. And so what do you do if that happens? Now, if you go through Black Educators Amplified, or you take some kind of marketing consulting program and actually stand out and create your website and brand your offers for success, then if they say that to you, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this is actually perfect timing because I've been building my business and it's now profitable, right? That's the situation you want to be in. Leave a comment in the chat or down in the comments if that's the situation you want to be in. So let me show you right here on the iPad what each week contains inside of Black Educators Amplified. And so weeks 1 and 2 go through the 20 question framework of how, who, and why. Because before I can help you create any website copy, before I can help you sign any clients as a marketing strategist, we have to figure out what is going on in your business, what your expertise is actually in, and you have to niche down. A lot of people think you can just be a generalist and just, put up some general, okay, I'm going to offer reading comprehension to everyone. Inside the last cohort of Black Educators Amplified, we worked together with a reading comprehension teacher, and we honed down to say, okay, we don't want to do reading comprehension with everyone. We want to do it with 4th grade students because they are the ones that are getting ready for their national exams. Right, so that's where the 20 questions come from. And if you're wondering how we even came up with this process, it's literally the process that we use inside of Tiffy G. Wright's, our marketing and consulting firm that is on year 8 in business. So this is the same process over 221 businesses have used to catapult their own marketing and catapult their own brand to sign more clients internationally. And then during weeks 3 and 4, we have website content, copywriting mastery, and intro to video marketing. This is my favorite. This should be your favorite too, because I am actually going to go inside and use the 20 question framework that you filled out and help you write your website copy, okay? You're gonna see a link in the description down below of different pieces of copy and different websites that I've already created, so you can get an idea of what that looks like. For you right now, that catapults you light years ahead of everyone else who is just starting out, because website copy and your messaging is the center and foundation of everything you do. As an educator, as an expert, it does not help anyone if you write your website but you do not understand buyer psychology, and so people come to your website and they're left just confused because you didn't convey the expertise that you have correctly. So that's why that is actually probably my favorite module. And then my husband comes in to assist you with video marketing. Now with video marketing, it's great to edit videos, but if you're not confident on camera, or if you're someone that's going through the program and then you're like, you know what, I don't want to get on video, I don't want to show up on social media, I'm kind of just afraid, do not do that. Do not, because there's no way that you can open a business, whether it's online or brick and mortar. There's no way that you can have a business that does not want to talk to people. And I'm saying that as an introvert. There was a time when I hated getting on video, but as you guys can see, Look, I put my pride and anxiety aside and show up, because that's what it takes. If people don't know that you have a service to offer, they can't buy from you. Because a lot of people who are experts in their field, they think, okay, just because I've gotten these outcomes at my job or for students in a different capacity, whatever your work experience is, just because you've gotten those results doesn't mean that clients are going to be able to magically find you. So you have to do the due diligence, right, in that in between sphere of people not knowing you and then finding you, to actually put yourself out there. In the old days of advertising back in the 1920s and 30s and 50s, even like the 1980s, you would see people going door to door talking about their services, right? Or even talking about knives, if that's what they were selling. They were doing that so that they can get those touch points in to work with different clients. Now, you're not going to go as a teacher door to door. You're not going to go as a teacher, you know, just out in public, out on the sheet with a flyer that says, hey, I can teach your child education and I have a degree in so-and-so and I've helped 20,000 children over the years with reading comprehension, right? You're not going to do that. That would look crazy. So instead, we want to create a cadence for your email marketing and for your social media marketing strategy, so that you're creating video content consistently. That means posting on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube at least once a week, at the very least. That means actually having your social media captions and having your storytelling content created so that you're posting consistently. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably a bit overwhelmed by posting so much, but we actually have a formula that we use for you guys. And if you're like, I don't know what to talk about, I don't know what to say, that's not a problem. I will come in and show you what to say, because it is difficult to get in the mindset of business and marketing when you've never done that before. So that's what the customization of this program is for, so you can ask those hard questions that have a little bit of nuance, okay? And then we have weeks 5 through 7. We're going to review and continue your video marketing training, and then you're going to master email copywriting with idea pitching and offer build out. This is another one of my favorites. I love the whole program, but these are my favorites right here. Website copy and email copy, because that's what I do like day to day, every day, literally. I write tons of emails, lots and lots of emails. But this is a skill that is very, very high level. It's a skill that nobody really talks about, because it's reserved for a high tier of entrepreneurs and marketers that are usually in like the corporate realm. But I am pleased, honored, and privileged to give this to you, because you can use email marketing starting out the gate to find more clients. And you are going to go light years ahead of people that are just starting out with freelancing, that are looking on Upwork, or that are just randomly posting on Facebook and saying, hey, I have this offer. No. We want to get very specific with your messaging. We want to use captivating stories to tell your brand story and help the parents that are looking at your website, or whatever type of client it is that's looking at your website, see why they want to work with you. This is where something that is called a funnel comes in. In marketing, we have a funnel. Like, it's literally an upside down triangle. And so at the top of the funnel is the video content that you're going to be creating once a week. It's a must. It's not optional. You have to create content once a week. At the middle of the funnel is a free resource that you're going to create. It's called a lead magnet. That's like the technical marketing jargon. But this free resource, for example, our past client, when she was doing the reading comprehension curriculum, her free resource was a reading song that was linked in Canva that she then went on to use to attract the audience and get people to subscribe to her email list. Now, once she has that email list built out in a service provider called MailChimp, y'all want to take notes because this is just free game right here that I'm telling you. Once she has that built out in MailChimp, she doesn't have any questions about, okay, who do I go to see if they need my offers, because the audience is already there. The audience already downloaded the free resource and sees the expertise that you provide as an educator. So by the time they see that resource and receive the emails that you are going to be creating inside Black Educators Amplified, they're going to be begging and saying, oh, I need to get my child signed up today because I see that you're an expert. I see that you're a great teacher. I see that you're excellent with project management. I see that you're excellent with, whatever your expertise is in. It's the same thing. You want to build an email list, because building an email list is the equivalent of going into a theater of 200 people that are already wanting what you have to offer. They already want the solution. And now if you're someone that's like, oh, I don't know if I'm qualified enough, or, I've just been working in my job for the past 10 years. Child, let me tell you, you are overly qualified, okay? You're way past qualified. If you have been in the workforce for over 10 years, if you have been in the workforce for over 5 years, and your job keeps honoring you and giving you leadership roles and keeps putting you up there, that means you're an expert. Now, they don't want to tell you you're an expert, right? Because they want you to stay in corporate America. They want you to stay in the teaching realm. They just want you to stay there at that $20 an hour. They're like, don't let them know they're an expert, but you can get a little 15-cent pay increase. Ma'am, sir, no. You are an expert, okay? If you weren't an expert, you wouldn't be at the job that you've been at, and you wouldn't have the accolades that you have. So you are a true expert. You just have to have the mindset and understand that you are the expert, okay? You are an entrepreneur already. You already have all of the skill sets. Now, you just have to have the strategy and marketing know-how to bring a product to market and bring it to life, because you already get excellent client outcomes. That's why you're watching this video. Most Black Americans, most of us are experts, like social workers, psychologists, teachers, marketing professionals, web designers, graphic designers, customer service specialists. Do you know if you're in customer service, you're an expert? Because there are small businesses out there, like accountants, like my client, like marketing agencies like me, that need people to come in and train them on customer service. And these same opportunities are available in Africa. How do I know? Because I'm here. And I've actually done speeches and done trainings for students in this capacity. And so there's a vast market all over the world, but unless you take the step to actually talk about your services and your offers, then nobody's gonna know about it, okay? And then we have week 8. Week 8 is launching. And so during the launch, you're gonna apply everything you've learned and walk away with your coursework and 3 to 6 month content calendar. This is the other side of the program where you get to have me as your personal marketing expert come in and create your whole marketing strategy for you. Now, my clients usually pay $3,000 plus per month for this. But in Black Educators Amplified, you can get it for way less than that. The whole program is $1,100, but we do have payment plans available where you can start for $550. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, why would you be giving this to us? Like, why don't you just keep these secrets to yourself? Well, first of all, that's selfish, number one. And I'm not a selfish person. That's extremely selfish to think that we can have these wonderful business sites and wonderful things we're doing for clients and then not even think to give back to our community. So that's one of my tenets. I always want to give back to my community. Once I see something that works over and over and I can replicate it over and over, I'm game to give it out to other people, because we need to lift as we climb. We have to be the ones to give the education back to our people. And you need to also be the one to give the education back to your people. If they're students, if they're businesses, right? We even had a client, the last cohort, she's not even a teacher. She's a project manager and a communicator that wants to offer these trainings for other businesses. And I said, absolutely, you can offer these trainings. And so Black Educators Amplified is for anyone that acts in an education capacity, because entrepreneurship is education. That's how you build your business. That's how you build a service. That's how you have expertise. You have to educate people on what it is that you do. And so at the end of week 8, you also get the opportunity to go ahead and launch your business here on our platform that has over 100 million views collectively. And so that is Black Educators Amplified. We cannot wait to see y'all in the program, but here's the deal. We only have 3 slots left because I quickly get at capacity. I'm an introvert. My husband's an introvert. We cannot serve 15 people at one time. We can't serve 8 people at one time. So we are reserving this for only 4 people, and 1 person has already signed up. And so as of today, April is the 18th, something like that. No, it's not the 18th. Come on, what's 21 minus 7? Y'all, I'm not the math. Look, I'm not a math teacher. I'm a writer. But anyway, we only have 3 slots. We have 3 slots left today. 7 days from now is when the program is going to be full force. And so if you don't get in today or anytime during this week, it'll be closed down because we only offer it maybe 4 times a year. If that, the last one we offered was in February. And so if this is speaking to you, if you're like, I cannot stand to sit at this 9 to 5 for another 30, 60 days. I cannot stand to sit in this country without my own income. I cannot stand to not teach my people what they need to know. This is the program for you if you're willing to do the hard work. Now, this is not for everyone. Let me give you the list of who this is not for before I get off this live, because that's important too. And it's no harm done. It's just being honest to show you guys who this is not for, because there is a demographic of people out there who may not do well in the program based on the outcomes and the instruction that we're providing. And so let me scroll down to my page here. And y'all can actually read this page. It's at the link in the chat or the link in the description. Who it's not for. There we go. Specifically, it's not for individuals who do not value their own expertise. We as educators have spent years honing in on our skills and gaining valuable experience, okay? This knowledge is priceless and deserves to be recognized and compensated accordingly. So if you're someone, you're like afraid to start a business, this is not for you. You need to be available to do the hard work of creating an actual curriculum or of creating your Zoom group sessions with students, or if you're serving adults that are in training for their business company, then you're going to have to do the work of creating the Zoom sessions for them and teaching them and showing up to perfect client outcomes, okay? This isn't like a get rich quick scheme. That doesn't really work. It's not real. It's not like a ChatGPT AI, okay, ChatGPT, make 500, that stuff doesn't work. This isn't what that is. This is for true experts that are ready to actually build out their consulting business, probably already have a consulting business, have it incorporated. You can even be a lawyer, but you have not actually done the marketing and proof of concept to bring the business to market, okay? And so this is also not for someone who is allergic to listening and to being coached, because this is what the group coaching is about. It's about being coached and being consulted. If you're someone that's like, well, I already know all the things about marketing, even though you don't have any clients coming through and you don't have any brand presence, please, this is not the program for you. This is only for people who are coachable, because you're going to be hearing strategies that you've never heard of and never thought about. And I understand that that can be extremely uncomfortable, and learning a new skill is like, ooh, this is scary. I don't know what she's saying, but you have to be coachable. You have to be willing to put yourself out there. Exactly, a teachable spirit. Thank you, Natalie. Yes, that's the correct terminology. You have to have a teachable spirit to where we can come in and say, hey, tweak this, change that. Because as I was sharing earlier with my client's story, one of the reasons that my client was even able to get such phenomenal results is because she is teachable, and she is further along in business than me. But the one thing that she didn't really know was email marketing and storytelling. And so she was humble enough to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and invest in my emails. I'm going to invest in my copywriting and storytelling to see where this takes me. And after 4 months, it paid off like insanely. I'm even shocked at the results. $700,000 in a recession in 4 months inside the marketing agency for a finance client who, by the way, is Black. This is not a white person, because we also have a lot of folks on here that don't believe Black folks have money. And I beg to differ. I work with them. Our people have money, have expertise. We have everything we need, but a lot of us just don't believe in ourselves. And so if you're ready to believe in yourself and you're ready to let your fear go and you're ready to show up for the diaspora and the students and the children and the community that comes after you, go ahead and hit the link in the chat to see if Black Educators Amplified is the right program for you, or hit the link in the description. And I will see you on Sunday via Zoom. Talk soon.